Hi guys, it's me, the Dweeb. I am just coming down from my FOMO from BravoCon. I've never experienced FOMO before, and that is not a lie. I am the type of girl that loves to stay home, really don't care that a bunch of people are hanging out. I don't want to be there. I would prefer not to. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I was just so sad last weekend. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even realize how, I knew I wanted to be there, but I didn't realize how bad I wanted to be there until I saw all the things going on. Now that it's over, I'm kind of like, would I really want to do, I don't know. Would I really wanted to be there? I mean, like, that sounds like a lot of walking. I complain. Like, I loved Disney so much. I've been there, a few times, but this is my first time going as like an adult, and I was like, my back, it hurts so bad. So I probably would have been the same at BravoCon. I will say that Bravo, I don't know, PR, marketing, all of those teams, apparently you could watch this shit on bravotv.com. I didn't know about that shit. I would have been sitting my happy ass on my couch, like, live streaming that all day long. I didn't find out about that until after it was already over from all the fucking, what's it called? Bravo Daily Dish podcasts that came out. Like 4 of them came out because they were like doing live stuff and whatever. So you dropped the ball, Bravo, for that, or at least, I don't know. Maybe I just didn't know about it, but I don't think anybody knew about it because all of my friends who are obsessed with Bravo too, no one watched it. So yeah. Next year, I probably won't go because I'd rather take that money and like buy it on shoes or spend it on shoes or something like that. But also, I kind of do want to go. Also, will it be as good next year? I don't know. But have it live streaming. Tell us about it. And that's probably just what I'll do. Okay, that was a little bit of a derail, but let's talk about BravoCon. I heard that it was kind of going to be a flop. It obviously was not. There was a lot of Bravo celebrity. Why can't I talk? Bravo celebrities there. Someone who was not there, one of the OGs that was not there, Nene Leakes. I'm not really sure why she wasn't there. I found it weird, actually, though, that only 3 people from Real Housewives of Atlanta were at the Bravo Watch What Happens live show, which aired on Sunday, but it actually took place on Thursday. So it was actually one of the first events that went on. We know that other girls from Atlanta did show up for their panel or whatever, but on Watch What Happens Live, only 3 of them were there. It was Cynthia, Kenya, and what's her fucking name? Eva. I always forget her name. Don't know why. Anyways, and then let's see. I also was super like, what the fuck about there only being 2 wives from Real Housewives of Dallas and Real Housewives of Potomac. I thought that was weird. Did they even have panels? I don't even think those 2 had panels. Again, I could be wrong because I wasn't watching it on live stream because I didn't know about it. I was only watching stories and looking at photos on Instagram, and then I even had to get off Instagram because my FOMO was just too big. Anyways, so yeah, I thought that was weird. I also thought that not having Southern Charm New Orleans was a big slap in the fucking face. I love that show. I've heard that it's on the chopping block, and that might be why they weren't there. But I think that's bullshit. Like, they do not need to be cut. They are so entertaining. I mean, Jeff literally runs away every other episode, like on his 2 feet, full sprint, runs away. Like, he could have his own show just doing that. And I mean, they gave us divorce last season. They gave us a new baby. They gave us Jeff running away as usual. I mean, I love them so much. I actually think they're better than the original Southern Charm Charleston cast. I mean, don't get me wrong, I can't live without them either, but they brought it last season, and Southern Charm last season was like really boring. So I was really shocked that they weren't there. I thought that was kind of a slap in the face. I don't know. I'm mad about it, and they should be too. The highlight of the entire, well, my highlight, I should say, of the entire weekend was the Bravo Watch What Happens Live episode, but a specific moment. The moment where they were all doing like the squash the beef game, and Ramona obviously had beef with everyone on the stage and like could not go sit down because it kept just going back to Ramona. But with her and Vicky, they were literally up in each other's faces, like fighting and pointing and da-da-da-da, and I was living for it. Newsflash, neither of you put Bravo Housewives on the map. Yes, Vicky was the first housewife, but you know who put Bravo Housewives on the map? Teresa, when she flipped that table. I started watching, I've said this a million times, I started watching The Real Housewives of Orange County when it came out. It was all about it. It was my graduation channel from MTV. But if you were to ask me the first housewife scene that sticks in my mind, and I can probably get amnesia as an old woman and I'd still remember it, it would be Teresa flipping that damn table. Like, that is what put Housewives on the map. I'm sorry. It just is. It's not OC. It's not New York. It's New Jersey. Anyways, let's see. I had a bit of a panic attack because during that game, okay, obviously I'm an old ass woman and I go to bed early because I like to wake up early and go to bed early. So I actually was asleep when that Watch What Happens Live was live. It wasn't actually live, but when it came out for the first time for the public to see, I was asleep. So I watched it the next morning like I do most of my Bravo shows. And my DVR kicked off with 5 minutes left. I was pissed off. I was like, who can I tweet? Who can I blame this on? Who can I freak out on? Then like 0.1 second later, I realized I can't really blame anybody but myself. I should have just stayed up, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, luckily, I was able to find the episode on one of the streaming things that I have. Like, honestly, can't even remember which one it was. But, actually, I think I just, like, watched it, like, from Xfinity. Because that's my first thought. My first thought was, like, Xfinity is going down. Then I was like, that's not their fault. Your DVR is fucking full. Anyways, I watched it, like, like the little on-demand shit. And I really didn't miss much. I only missed I missed Kenya and I don't know. I can't remember who she had beef with. I mean, everybody. Anyways, oh my God. I also thought it was Cringe Town USA when Kim Zolciak came out and sung her song and then was on stage and Andy was like, there's a lot of rumors going around that you're pregnant. And she was like, do I look pregnant? And she like turned to the side and she was like, do I look pregnant? Saying like, I'm not pregnant. Look how good I look. And the whole audience started screaming, yes. Because in that dress, that just wasn't a flattering dress for her. I mean, it did kind of make her stomach look a little bit bigger than it probably is. But also to her point, she's had 6 kids. It's obviously like, hello. But anyways, I thought that was a moment to remember. Yeah, so I guess that's all I have to say about BravoCon. I was really depressed about it, about not being there. I'm really glad that we're coming into the next weekend, that this week is over, because it was like seriously BravoCon week. Like, get on Instagram and all you see is shit about BravoCon. And, as someone who suffered from FOMO for the first time this past weekend, it hurt. But yeah, still mixed feelings. I don't know. Last weekend I was like, oh my God, I have to go. And then now that it's over, I'm like, would I rather buy just a bunch of shoes or go on another vacation or what? I don't know. We'll see when next year comes around. I probably will go. I mean, I don't know. That shit is so crazy expensive, like too expensive almost. It's like, ugh, I don't know. To be determined. Moving on. So, there's so many housewives on right now, guys. Like, so many. Well, 4. But it's driving me a little bit insane. I honestly wanted to podcast earlier in the week and get this episode out earlier in the week, closer to the ending of BravoCon. But I was like, if I do that, then I won't get to talk about X housewife franchise or whatever. And I don't know. So I waited until all of them were done for the week. And now this podcast is going to live for a little bit under 48 hours until another new housewife show is going to come out. You got Atlanta on Sunday. You got OC on Tuesday. You got Dallas and Jersey on Wednesday. I don't know. I just can't figure out a good time to podcast and bring all of this news to you guys. So bear the fuck with me, okay? Okay. Moving on. Let's start off with Real Housewives of Dallas because this week they fucking brought it. I was so happy. This is the Dallas that I signed up for. So the girls are going to Thailand. Last episode they weren't in Thailand. This episode open up right in Thailand. No flight. No, well, I mean we got a little bit of their flight, but we didn't get any like real packing or airport drama or anything. They were just woke up in Thailand. Thailand. I'm convinced that I can never go to Asia. I have a peanut allergy and I just feel like peanuts aren't everything over there. I could be super fucking wrong, but like I know like pad thai is like it's got some type of peanuts in it. And like they were eating so much pad thai and I know that's like I don't know, maybe that's like the main thing over there. I'm really not very geographically smart. I'm surprised that I even knew Thailand was in Asia. I didn't even have to look that shit up. I'm so smart. Anyways, but yeah, I don't think I can ever go to the Asia continent. I don't think that I will ever make that there in my life because I don't think I'll be able to eat. I'm really worried about that. Anyways, Carrie was so annoying on this trip, and I'm walking a fine line just by saying that because America is divided once again. I mean, not that we ever weren't, but a lot of people are pissed at Leanne for calling Carrie by her ethnicity. A lot of people are mad at Carrie for being such a fucking bitch at that dinner table and like dragging Leanne across the floor and then dragging her back across the floor and then repeat. I will start off by saying while I don't think Leanne should be using the word Mexican so violently, if you will, I definitely think that, I mean, we all know Leanne at this point. We all know she's kind of unfiltered. She's a little bit psycho. I love her so much, but she's a little bit like, you know, off the rocker. So I don't think that she's necessarily the most politically correct woman. But Carrie was a bitch on this trip. I mean, saying she doesn't like follow the rules at home, so she's not going to follow them here. That's fucking rude. If you want to like really like go across the like, you know, she shouldn't be calling her this and da-da-da-da-da. Well, you shouldn't be disrespectful in someone else's country either. Would you want someone to disrespect Mexico? No. Would you want someone to disrespect the United States? No. So don't disrespect Thailand. Like, take your fucking hat off when you go see the reclining Buddha. Like, she just wouldn't, why wouldn't you take your hat off? I mean, I know, like, Leanne was like, you should take your hat off. And maybe, like, Carrie is, like, in that headspace where she's like, whatever Leanne says, I'm going to do the opposite of it. But, like, it wasn't even about Leanne. It's, like, not, it's, like, looked down upon to wear a hat or sunglasses or shoes in those temples. So she should have just taken it off. It was super rude. Or don't go in if you want to be a fucking bitch and leave your hat on. I'm very anti-Carrie right now, so whatever. Let's see. And then of course the making fun of the dress. I mean, that's like, that was the episode if you ask me. I mean, okay. So let me say, I know that Carrie also makes necklaces, and when she gave, and they showed it in the episode, when she gave Leanne the necklace, Leanne made a comment about how they look like anal beads. Was that the nicest thing in the world to say? No. But she did keep going on and on about it, meaning Leanne did not keep going on and on about, oh my God, these are anal beads. I'm going to use these as anal beads. Da, 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 da. Carrie with the dress and Deandra really just like would not shut the fuck up. They just wouldn't shut up. But we have more on that later. Deandra, she was rude for bringing the dress to begin with. Like, she did it maliciously. She did not do it for support. She was saying she was doing it for support once Brandy, kind of called her out. But yeah, also speaking of Deandra, what the fuck? She's eaten so many weird things. I wrote down a few of them. She's eaten brains, lungs, kidneys, feet, eyeballs, testicles. Who is giving her these things? Where is she going to find these things? What the fuck? Feet? Eyeballs? Those are worse. Those are the weirder things to me. I mean, I've heard of people eating like testicles and stuff. I can't even. If it's not chicken strips or pizza, I don't want it. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Who is giving her this stuff? Maybe that's why she's so weird. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Deandra. I haven't been pretty much since we met her. I just don't really like her. I don't know. Let's see. I also thought that it was like the Deandra and Carrie show. It was so rude how they were going and getting food on the street and eating without everybody. Not everybody wanted pad thai. Not everyone wanted to eat on the street. I get it. I really wouldn't have wanted to either. Hence why I'm probably never going to go to Thailand or Asia in general. And not against Asia. I'm just saying I'll probably die because allergies. But I thought that was rude. I agree with Leanne. I think that I wouldn't necessarily say that Leanne is the alpha. I mean, I guess she's the alpha. I don't know. I feel like that's such a dumb fucking term. But anyways. Okay, so Leanne's the alpha, I guess. And Leanne was like, and Carrie wants to be the alpha. I definitely think Carrie wants to be the alpha. I don't necessarily think Leanne is the alpha. I think maybe Brandy is a little bit kind of alpha. No one can alpha Brandy. You know what I'm saying? Brandy is on her own track. But anyways, I definitely think that Carrie wants to be the leader of the group, but hi, you just got here. Because she jumps out of the van and she was like, oh, this is street eating. This is what we're gonna eat, okay? And it's no, this is not what we're gonna eat, but she eats, so whatever. Obviously I mentioned people are mad at Leanne because she called Carrie Mexican and referred to things she was doing as Mexican. And again, I will repeat, I do not think that was right. I would not do that myself. Definitely would not do it on TV where everyone can then go to your social media and comment. And I think that's kind of why Leanne has been a little bit quiet on social media because people are pissed and she knows it. But people are also mad at Carrie, and I'm more mad at Carrie than I am at Leanne. I don't know what that says about me, but I'm more mad at Carrie because I think that what Carrie did was so, and Deandra, but I think Carrie kind of fueled the fire in Deandra a little bit. It was just so middle school. It was so, they wouldn't let it go. Okay, so let's say it really was just meant to be a lighthearted joke, which it wasn't. But let's say it was. Like they said, like Leanne said, you come down, you make the joke, people laugh or they don't, and then you let it go and you move on with your day. I counted how many insults between the two of them were made about the dress. Between the two of them, 47 different insults from the time Deandra started putting on the dress to the time Leanne walked out of the restaurant. There was 47 different insults made. Different insults, not the same insult, 47 different ones. All relating to the dress, but all a little bit different. That's so fucked for a bunch of 40 to 50-year-old women to do. Come on. I hated that so much. Obviously, the dress hasn't done well. No one's talked about it since it hit that runway. Leanne's probably making nothing from it. She's probably owing from it, if anything. So why are you being such a fucking bitch about it? I don't know. I do think Leanne was wrong for calling Carrie a Mexican. But I also think that Leanne, like I said, she's not politically correct. She was upset, and I don't know. I feel like there's worse things you can call people than by their ethnicity. I mean, people call me white girl all the time. And is that okay then? Because I'm like treading into dark, dangerous territory right now by talking about ethnicity and what you can call people. But like, let's not be two-faced. Like, whatever. Because I'm pretty sure Carrie would do the same thing. Carrie did do the same thing, actually. She mentioned that Leanne was stupid because she had never gone outside the U.S., which one isn't true. She has been outside of the U.S. She went to Mexico with you dumb bitch. But so is Carrie calling people who have never been outside of the U.S. stupid? Because I've never been outside the U.S. I don't even have a passport, but I'm not fucking stupid. People can take offense to anything and everything. I could take offense to that. I could be real all up in, like, all my panties could be in such a wad over that. But they're not, because I don't give a fuck. But like, if she's gonna get mad over that, which presumably she is, then you also shouldn't be calling people stupid. Like, let's just not call people names. Let's not call people names. Let's not make fun of people. Let's not drag people through the dirt. I don't know. I was very turned off by Carrie. I was okay with her at the beginning. A few episodes in, I was like, I'm not like loving her. And now she's gone to me. I don't like her at all. Let's see. For those of you who didn't watch the episode, which I'm sure most of you who are listening to this did, but for those of you who didn't, let me recap a little bit more of what I'm ranting about. So Deandra goes to dinner in the dress that Leanne made, that 175 ways you can wear it dress. Her and Carrie cannot figure it out. They're like laughing in the hotel room. Okay, whatever. To each their own. Do it in private, whatever. So they're laughing in the hotel room. They cannot figure it out. They're, whatever. And then let's see. Deandra comes to dinner. They tell, like I said, 47 different insults to Leanne on Leanne's behalf. Meaning like making fun of her. And they wouldn't stop. At first, Cameron was such a little ditz. She was like, oh, this is so cute. She thought that it was like a compliment that Deandra wore the dress. Leanne, it was obvious, knew that she, like, from the get, did not wear that dress as a compliment. You could hear Leanne even say, like, okay. But yeah, and then Cameron catches on. Even Cameron's like, okay, like, this is getting a little bit much. And Brandy ends up speaking up and asks Deandra why she's picking on her. Bravo, Brandy. Thank you for being an adult. And then all of a sudden, it was support. Deandra's like, oh, I was supporting her by buying the dress. She didn't even buy the dress in her name. She bought it in someone else's name so that Leanne never knew she bought the dress so that she could then make fun of it. Like, those are her exact words. So I thought the whole situation was very bad. I was like screaming at my TV. I just don't like when people make fun of people for any reason, anyone, any race, any time. I don't like it. Like I said, I can't say it enough because I know people are going to like fucking message me. I can't say it enough. I do not think Leanne was right for what she said. She shouldn't have said it. But I understand that she was like at her wit's end, and I understand it. I understand that Leanne was just like hurt and saying things that she will probably regret and probably does regret. Does Carrie regret the things that she said? Probably not. I don't think she does. And I went to both of their Instagrams to see like kind of whose side was being taken more. And a lot of people were very upset with Carrie and how like she presented herself, because at the end of the day, you can't drag people. You just can't, like, it's so rude. Like, Leanne literally started crying. It was so sad. Carrie's canceled. She's canceled from me. Anyways, let's see. The Carrie ends up freaking out on Brandy and like, I think she was freaking out because she was embarrassed that the whole joke backfired on her, just like Deandra, like whenever it backfired and it was obvious that it backfired, Deandra was like, well, it was support. And then anyways, yeah. But question, what did Cameron mean by saying the last one standing? What was that? Was that a threat? She looked very scary when she said it. She was like sipping her cocktail and she was like, last one standing. I don't know. I don't know what that was about. That was weird to me. That was very like mobbish to me. I don't know what was going on, but interested to see what next week is going to bring. They're definitely still going to be in Thailand. That was all day one, guys. That was day one. All that drama. So we're getting more Thailand next week. The fight between Leanne and Carrie is definitely not over. I don't think it will be for quite some time. I think we'll definitely be hearing about this exact fight in the reunion. And I guess the only thing left I have to say about Dallas is Thailand, where everyone gets a baby elephant. And that's it. Real Housewives of New Jersey. It's Melissa's 40th birthday. She seriously looks so good for 40. I mean, 40 is not even like old. Like oh my God, I'm 12 years from being 40. I just had my 28th birthday and I might as well have had my 800th birthday because I feel old as fuck. Anyways, so she seriously looks 25. Like she's so pretty. Anyways, Teresa's conversation with Joe at the beginning of the episode about him getting deported and her dad giving us his opinion, I thought was very interesting. For the first time, we kind of hear what Nona has to say. And Nona says that he wants to slap Joe and that he told him to go get his papers to be an American citizen forever, because apparently when they would travel, they'd have to go through 2 different lines. I don't really know a bunch about that, but he says Nona's not happy. Nona's like, he did this to himself, which he did. I mean, I feel bad for the family, but at the end of the day, like, no one's invincible. And Joe got kind of what he deserved. Like, he broke the law. He had to go to jail. You break the law in America and you're not a citizen, like, they tell you to go away. Like, it's just, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, but then we also, in Teresa news, get to see her new pool boy, Tony. I want to see more of Tony and Teresa. I definitely think that could be a good rebound, if you will, a good next step, if you will. He's very attractive, and I don't know. So I've said it before on other podcasts. Everyone thinks it at this point. Like, I don't really think that Joe and Teresa are going to make it in the long run. I think that they're just kind of waiting for this whole deportation thing to settle down before they, like, rile it up with divorce papers. But I'm definitely voting for divorce and Tony. I want Tony and Teresa together. I love that. Tony and Teresa. It's just like me and Tommy, Tabitha and Tommy. We went to a birthday party this past weekend. It was one of my really good friends, Taylor's 30th birthday. Shout out Taylor. And she introduced us to friends that we didn't know. And she was like, this is Tabitha and Tommy. And one girl was like, Tabitha and Tommy, that sounds so good. And I was like, I know, right? As if I knew it was going to happen. Anyways, yeah, love that. TNT. Okay. So let's see. That's kind of all I have on Teresa. We got a little bit more of an update on Marge Sr., who is just living her best life in the city. She's apartment shopping, and she's looking at 3-bedroom apartments for a whopping $5,000 a month. Oh my God. Like, that is such a waste of money. Buy a house. $5,000 a month? No. 2 months, you've spent 10 grand. Oh my God. No. Do you know how many shoes you can buy with that? My God. Yeah, whatever. That's kind of all I have on Marge Sr. I did think it was, interesting seeing that she's now living in the city, though she is getting an apartment in New Jersey, and then she just travels to the city and does her thing there. $5,000 a month for a 3-bedroom in New fucking Jersey. So imagine how much apartments are in New York. I lived in New York for a year. I had to live in Staten Island because the apartments were like crazy high and no one wants to be in Staten Island. So they're kind of a little bit cheaper there, but not much. And yeah, oh my God, cost of living there. Cost of living anywhere now is like kind of like cray, but New York City, LA, crazy. Might as well just buy something. Let's see. Jennifer. Okay. I love Jennifer. I really do. She's such good TV. I am obsessed with her. Did we not all love the whole like apology thing to what is her name? Jackie. Her daughter, or okay, let me back up. Jennifer's daughter coaching her on how to apologize to Jackie. Oh my God, that was the cutest, most heartwarming, most pure thing I've ever seen in my freaking life, let alone Housewives. Loved it so much. We also got like a pure moment from Gia too, with Teresa. So cute. The kids on Jersey are more mature than the adults. It's so true. But yeah, the apology from Jennifer to Jackie, it was really good. Jackie accepted it. Loved it so much. Can we talk about Jackie's confessional look though? Like, it's god awful. I love Jackie so much. So funny, great TV, saving New Jersey Housewives one show at a time, if you ask me. But that confessional look where she's like in the 80s with her Chanel pearls and her, I don't know, maroon bouffant dress, it is something to talk about. It's never going to go away as long as she is on Bravo, and even after, we will always be talking about that look. So yeah, but I don't know. She's got like a different kind of style. She loves to be out there. I don't know. I love her so much right now. She can do no wrong. I love her. Let's see. We have a trip coming up to Jamaica. They end this episode off with, I believe is it Jennifer inviting everyone to Jamaica? I can't remember. Ugh, whatever. But they're all going to Jamaica. So next week we're going to get, I think the first episode, they'll be on their cast trip. And I love a cast trip. I will say though, some cast trips in the recent past have been very boring. But New Jersey never bores us with a cast trip. All their cast trips are always good. Even when they went to Oklahoma, it was like interesting as fuck. And that's not against Oklahoma. I'm from Kentucky. I get it. Some states are more boring than others. I'm sure Kentucky is way more boring than Oklahoma. Anyways, moving on to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, so Eva, we open the episode with Eva moving. She has a stalker, apparently. But what I'm really confused about is why is she house hunting on the Real Housewives of Atlanta while she has a stalker? Shouldn't we not be putting our business on TV if we have a stalker? She calls it the donor. I don't really know what that's about. I think I missed something between here and there. Like, I don't know. Eva's not the most, exciting, if you ask me. She just kind of annoys me. She annoyed me on America's Next Top Model. She annoys me on the Atlanta Housewives. I don't know what it is about her. I'm not loving it. That's another confessional look that I don't love that apparently Carson Kressley likes because he was on Watch What Happens Live this week and he actually talked about both Jennifer and Eva's confessional look. I know Eva's pregnant, so she's like doing her best. And it's not even the dress itself that I don't like in her confessional look. It's like this big poofy pink dress, which big, poofy, and pink, 3 of my favorite things. It's the bra that's like right underneath it. It's very weird. Like, is the dress pulled down too low? I don't get it. I think there needs to be more fabric. I don't like that you can see the obvious built-in bra on the dress. It's very not finished to me. I don't like it. I don't know. There's a lot of it for me, like it's going in the right direction, but then that bra like throws me all the way off and it's kind of all I can look at. Let's see. Nene comes back this episode, or I guess arrives this episode. It's not like she came back. She hasn't been here for the first 2 episodes. And a lot of people on the interweb are saying that they didn't miss her. And I gotta agree. Like I'm good with Kenya. I'm good with Kenya being the HBIC, head bitch in charge. I'm good with that. I love Kenya. She's an HBIC. And yes, I know Nene is too, but like, dare I say, I think some of the originals have run their course. Okay. Let's see. So she comes back. What I have here in my notes? Oh, so obviously her and Cynthia are not in a good place. They stopped being in a good place last season when Cynthia invited Kenya to her party and didn't tell Nene about it. Nene was obviously very upset about that. And it really hasn't gotten any better since then. So, yeah, this is going to be the first time that they've seen each other. They're going to see each other for the first time at World Pride in New York City with a bunch of Bravo lebs on the Bravo float. It's already, like I said, not in a good place, but then it gets lots worse when a video comes out, an interview video comes out about Nene calling Cynthia weak. That just did not go over very well. Kenya and Portia are still in the thick of their drama with their little bitty boys for boyfriends or husbands or whatever, and I call them boys on purpose because they are not men. Anyone who's going to cheat on their wife while they're pregnant is a fucking boy. And Mark is also a little bitty boy too. The way he talks to Kenya is just so disgusting. Mark with the no egg situation literally made my skin crawl. The way he talked to the way he talked to Kenya, like, oh, I'm so hungry. And she's like, okay, let me see if I have eggs. Oh, I don't have eggs. And he's like, oh, wow. You know, like, just like kind of made her feel like shit for not having fucking eggs. Like, pardon me that I have a 7-month-old and you're never here. I didn't have time to go to the fucking store and get eggs. Anyways, don't love that, but apparently they're working it out. Yeah, that's another, I did write this in my notes. I wrote, Kenya is so quick to jump on the girls when they put up bullshit, but Kenya is so quick to jump on the girls, but she puts up with so much bullshit from her boyfriends. Dyslexia, didn't write that sentence right, but we got there together. So yeah, she puts up with so much. I mean, we've seen it before Mark, which I think I've been calling him Mike this whole episode, but I don't know, fucking who cares? Mark, Mike, same fucking name. Puts up with a lot from him. She put up a lot with that. What was that guy who like beat out her window? What was his name? Was his name Matt? Busted out her windows, did all this crazy stuff. And then I don't remember the other guy's name, but Kenya's first season, she was dating some weird guy too. She puts up with a lot of shit from men, but the girls like do one thing and she is like, no. Like, be more like that. I mean, be like that with everybody in your life. Don't take bullshit from anybody, but like, don't take bullshit from guys. Are you fucking joking? It's 2019. Get it together, girl. We are in a new time. Time is up. Let's see. But their baby is so cute. Okay, I'm going to say this, and I don't think you should compare babies. It's probably not nice. But between Portia's baby and Kenya's baby, Kenya really got the better half. Portia's baby is not that good looking for a baby. I mean, babies are babies, whatever. They're like not going to look like that for the rest of their lives. But I mean, the hot dog king is that baby's dad too. So I mean, like, we're doing all we can do. But Kenya's baby is super cute. Little Gerber baby. She could be a little Gerber baby. Love her so much. Surprise, surprise. I don't have shit to say about the Real Housewives of Orange County. I literally sat down to watch it a second time and take notes like I do. I like to watch the episode for enjoyment first and then watch it again for notes. And then I also like pick up little things on the way. But I literally got in my bed to watch OC, and then like before I knew it, I was like on my phone doing literally anything but watching OC because it's that boring. The only thing really we got this past episode was Bronwyn's no longer breastfeeding her 20 children, and yeah, she had a party for it. Whatever. And that's that on OC. Yeah, so let's see. That's kind of it on the Bravo news. It was quite a busy week, I think. I think I went through that pretty fast, but I think I covered everything that there is to discuss, at least in my opinion, in Bravo news. In regular pop culture news, I was listening to Chris D'Elia's podcast this week. He's so funny. His podcast, if you are into comedy or comedians or whatever at all, you should really check out Chris D'Elia's podcast. Congratulations. I will say, I mean, like every podcast, some are better than others. I know I put out shit and I feel like, oh my God, that podcast was so good. And then I put on another one and I'm like, who the fuck is listening to this? Like, I'm the most boring person in the fucking world. A lot of times, Chris D'Elia just flies by the seat of his pants. So, I don't know. I don't know why I'm like supporting his podcast right now. Like, I mean, I don't know why I'm, what's the word? Like giving you a commercial for his podcast. Like, if anything, he should give a commercial for my podcast. Mine's the one that needs it. Anyways, he on his podcast was talking about there's this city. I think it's in a different country. Not 100% sure. Should have probably figured that out. But here I am already talking about it. They want to get rid of clapping and start using jazz hands to show gratitude. You know, like when you usually clap, they want to use jazz hands now to be more inclusive to people who are socially anxious, and claps. A lot of people who are socially anxious, if they're in a crowd and they hear a lot of clapping, like that can like, you know, get their anxiety going, just stay home. Don't like, I am someone who suffers from anxiety like a motherfucker, and I take medication for it and everything. Like I have a little bit of social anxiety on the side too. That's why I've never experienced FOMO, because social anxiety and FOMO like just don't go together. Except for I did experience it this past weekend with Bravo. So, but yeah, no, jazz hands, like we're talking, for those of you who aren't watching this, I did jazz hands just now, but for those of you who aren't watching this, like if you've seen Bring It On, that's jazz hands. It's a big no for me. It's a big no. So yeah, I want to say it was like in England or something, like a part of England, I think, is where they're like talking about maybe not allowing clapping anymore and only doing jazz hands. That's some crazy ass shit. I really hope that doesn't trickle down to the United States, because what? I mean, like, we're all too sensitive nowadays. I mean, I mean, it's like, I can't even come up with another example, because that's just so out there. In fashion news, Zach Posen has closed his doors. You want to know why Zach Posen has closed his doors? Because people aren't buying shit that's like $3,000 for a belt. Like, I'm happy that these like major fashion brand houses are kind of going down. Like, we hear more and more and more about like high brand fashion just like not doing as well. It's because people can't fucking afford it unless they're like fucking celebrities, and then you're giving that shit out for free. It's like, I'm sorry, like Gucci, for example. Everyone wears a fucking Gucci belt nowadays. That fucking belt is like, I think it's like $300 for a belt, when you can go on Amazon and find the exact same one for $25. It's obviously fake, but it looks exactly like it. I once did a poll on the Pop Culture Dweeb when I first started it back in March, like which one was fake, which one was not. Half the people thought that the one that was fake was the real one. So there you go. I mean, I'm not saying that I walk around wearing a bunch of fake stuff. I actually don't even wear that belt because I know that it's fake, and I just can't seem to like walk out of my house with it on. Ugh, it's retarded. But what I'm saying is, stop making your stuff so insanely expensive. You are going to go out of business. Take a page from Rihanna and make it inclusive. Thank you. Bye. Let's see. Taylor Swift. We've all heard about this. So obviously, I've talked about it on my podcast before. Taylor Swift doesn't own the rights to her old music, blah, blah, blah. She is now being recognized at the American Music Awards this coming Sunday, the 24th, for Artist of the Decade. And she wasn't going to be allowed to play her old songs throughout the decade that made her the Artist of the Decade, because she no longer owns her songs. Scooter Braun does with Big Machine. So blah, blah, blah. Taylor let out this big statement on social media, like asking for help from her fans. Da, 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 da. Obviously, her crazy fans took it upon themselves to go... what's the word? I guess bombard Scooter Braun and Big Machine both with a bunch of death threats. I mean, death threats are never okay. They're never okay. Apparently, Big Machine actually had to like close their doors a couple days ago because like it was a risk being in the building because so many death threats were coming in, which is just like so crazy. Scooter Braun this morning, or actually last night, let out a big statement talking about how his family is receiving multiple death threats. Someone like called his house with a death threat. I mean, it's not okay, but like, let the girl play her songs. And apparently, like, with all the commotion that's gone on, like, she is now allowed to play her songs. I don't know if she's going to, because apparently there's also like been no time for her to rehearse. So that's going to be interesting. We'll see what happens Sunday with that. I hope she plays her old songs. I sincerely hope she plays All Too Well, because that is a banger. Let's see. Oh, one more Bravo news. One more news about Bravo. Shane failed the bar again. So apparently he had the results when BravoCon was going on, but he didn't want to look at them until BravoCon was over, and they leaked. And during the Real Housewives of Orange County panel, a fan was like, so Shane's bar results are out, and Emily like walked off stage. She was like, what? And she like walked off stage. Turns out he did not pass. Check out my Instagram for how I feel about that. I had a little Anne get on there. She's not too happy with me. She thinks that I'm a mean-spirited person for being happy that someone failed. First of all, I'm not happy that he failed. I really don't give a shit that he failed. I just think that karma will get you every time. And if you treat your wife like shit, you're not going to pass the bar. And also, he like took so much time away from his family, couldn't even take a phone call to talk to his freaking parents and children on his parents' birthday to study for the bar, and you ended up failing the bar twice? Like, how? I mean, like I said in my Instagram post, I could never pass the bar, but I also don't want to try. But I just feel like, what? Like, get it together, get a tutor. I don't know. I don't like Shane though, so that's that. My final little piece of news. Wait, no, it's not my final piece of news. And a little bit more Bravo news. Why am I such a liar today? I have so much Bravo news. So I sent Stassi a message the other day. I went to her Stassi AF tour in October in Nashville, October 2nd to be exact. And I bought one of her shirts because, hi, Mage fan. And her shirt was $30, and I got charged $60. Like, under the nose, wasn't paying attention. I was drunk. I was talking to my friends, blah, 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 wasn't paying attention. That's on me. I signed for 2 shirts, got up the next day, saw that my bank account had been charged $60, put in a claim. The claim got denied, though, because I had ended up signing for it. Well, I messaged Stassi about it. Not like in a bitch way, like, give me another shirt. Just like, hey, just so you know, like, I don't know if I was scammed, if it was just an accident, but like, check on your merch, folks, and make sure they're not fucking scamming your fans. And she didn't message me back. So that's rude. That's rude, Stassi. And you can consider that extra $30 a wedding present. Thank you. Okay, that's the last of Bravo news. My last piece of pop culture news, which isn't really pop culture, it's more health. What? Why are we talking about health on the Pop Culture Dweeb? I don't know. But lash lice is now a thing. So for all you girls and guys that go and get eyelash extensions, let's rethink that little hobby. My mom has been trying to get us to go on like a girls' date to go like get eyelash extensions forever. And I love a good makeover, but I am terrified to get lash extensions. One, I know a lot of people who have them and they look like shit. Won't name names, but think about it. 2, like, they're gonna ruin your real eyelashes. They ruin it. Like, hair extensions ruin your hair. Like, trust me, I know that from experience as well. Eyelash extensions are gonna ruin your lashes. And now you can get lice because a lot of the places weren't cleaning their utensils or whatever. Not utensils, it's not like they're eating, but they're whatever. They're little things that they put the eyelashes on. They weren't cleaning them correctly, and now people are getting lash lice. There's pictures. Google it. Anyways, so that's a no. So if you have lash extensions, I suggest you go get them removed. And if you're thinking about getting them, but you've never gotten them before, I suggest you think about spending that money on something else. Okay, that wraps up pop culture news. Now let's wrap up this podcast with a thing I don't get. The thing I don't get this week is people who turn left on red. Okay, so with the exception of my speeding ticket record, I'm like a really good driver, and I think that like I'm one of the better drivers out there. It is such a peeve of mine when people just like break the rules. I'm a little bit of a hypocrite because I did get a little ticket the other day for running a red light, but it turned red so fast, okay? But I wouldn't turn left on red because I know that that's a no now, okay? Now, going through a yellow light, that's a different thing. Whatever, like I said, with the exception of my speeding ticket record, I'm super good, super safe, always. So yeah, that's what I don't get. I don't get that people that turn on right on red or left on red. It's like, that's not the rules. That's not in the handbook, okay? Okay. Well, I feel like I've digested myself from a bunch of Bravo land news and pop culture news. So I think that that's all I've got for you folks. So, bye.